The final match of the tournament, the Gentlemen's Championship, featured two exhausted protagonists, both physically depleted after grueling semifinal victories.
Kevin Anderson and Novak Djokovic are coming off of the longest semifinals in tournament history.
It's very tough playing 6.5 hours, whatever we were out there for.
The most daunting challenge Anderson faced heading into a second major final was fatigue, with many wondering if he would be physically compromised and unable to compete. Meanwhile, his opponent, Novak Djokovic, was coming off a marathon match of his own, an epic 5-set duel with rival Rafa Nadal, which put Djokovic back in the final of a Grand Slam for the first time in nearly 2 years.
There were moments of doubt. I don't know anybody that is managing always to stay positive, to always 100% have self-belief and confidence. We humans, we go through that. It's life.
For Novak, this is a chance to recapture his march towards potential history.
Not the start Anderson wanted.
That is just way too good. Novak is playing a very smart match.
A couple of fist pumps, and the finish line is now in sight. The drought is over. A fourth Wimbledon crown for Novak Djokovic.
6-2, 7-6.
There's no better place in the world to really make a comeback. I always dreamed of holding this trophy as a young boy starting to play tennis, so this is very, very special.
Novak Djokovic tasted the sweetness of a Wimbledon victory once again. A 13th career major title, and perhaps his most meaningful, having overcome injury, doubt, and the long grind back to the top.
Novak Djokovic went from the press room at Roland Garros 2 months earlier saying he may not even play on the grass, Paul, to then eating a piece of it on center court at the Championships Wimbledon. How did he get there?
I'll tell you what, the guy is just a phenomenal player, you know, and I always believe with the greats, it doesn't just disappear. You know, there are just times where they go through different lulls. As mentioned, that was almost 2 years since he had won his previous major, but he had been dominating up until that point. And what I love about Novak's game is that it's so simple. It just, the stroke production, the ability to repeat itself under pressure is something that is so valuable at huge moments. So as soon as the mind got right, there was no reason he wasn't going to start winning again. After the elbow healed, after the body and the mind kind of meshed together at a very high level. And he was terrific this entire tournament. The semifinal with Nadal was amazing. Came back and really got through what I think is the best competitor of all time in a huge moment. And then for Kevin Anderson, look, it was a great tournament. He had 3 incredible wins. And for him to be able to go into a final and think that his half a gas tank against Novak was going to be enough, it just wasn't. I mean, everyone knew that it wasn't going to be enough, but he had a great tournament.
So at the time, 4 titles at Wimbledon for Novak Djokovic, 4th man in the Open era to accomplish that. At his best, what makes him so good on every single surface?
I think his ability, Steve, to play his style on every surface so well. He is probably the best mover of all time. He's the best offensive defender at all time. And what I mean by that is that he can be in kind of crazy, totally stretched out contortion-like positions and hit offensive shots from there. So when you can have that kind of ability to hit offense on a grass court, on a clay court, on a hard court, it gives you a dimension that other players don't have. So when you add that with his self-belief, the stroke production, and the ability to just, what I think is just put so much relentless pressure on his opponent's serve every single game, it's just a thing of beauty to watch.
He's a human Gumby, Paul. What we saw after this match, I mean, Kevin Anderson, he has not been past the 4th round at a major since. Novak Djokovic has once again gotten back to the throne of tennis, #1 in the world before the coronavirus, winning major after major. Was this a tipping point for both of these guys?
I think it was. I think Novak, it was a catalyst to restart an already historic career. And I think that belief kind of clicked in after he won this tournament and got on that run again. And for Kevin Anderson, look, I think he has had a terrific career, but look at what's happened since then. He's really struggled with injury. He's had a hard time sustaining that big frame and keeping it in good health. And it's tough for the guys with big bodies to play pounding tennis week after week throughout their career. But look, he got to the finals of the U.S. Open, got to the finals of Wimbledon. If he can stay healthy, maybe this is a good period for him to take a moment, take a breath, let the body get really refreshed and healthy, and see if he can start those building blocks again back to success.
We'll talk about this a little bit tomorrow, Paul, but Novak went on to win the next year as well against Roger Federer in the final, so that would make 5 Wimbledon titles for Djokovic. Federer has the 8. That's the record right now. If he stays healthy and eventually we play tennis again, what are the chances Novak can eclipse that?
Novak, in my opinion, has a slight favorite. I mean, I right now, he is my slight favorite if things get back to some semblance of normalcy and he stays healthy and his mind is clicked in. Father Time's on his side.
All right.